Hello, everybody. Okay, I'm here. I'm still trying to figure out events with Facebook Live. So sorry again for coming in a little bit behind the scenes, but there we go. Now I'm finally available. There I am. Let me just check and make sure you can hear me. Yep. Awesome. Okay. Cool. That is great. So welcome. So for those of you who are joining in live, let me know that you're here. Say hey. Let me know where you are joining from. And if you're watching in replay, definitely let me know that as well. I am sorry that I am going live in a different spot than what the event is posted, but for whatever reason, the event's just not opening up for me. So had to kind of do a little workaround. But today we're going to be talking about 3 unexpected game changers for the staging business. And I wanted to start by sharing with you the story of this Netflix documentary that I watched. This was several weeks ago. Oh, hey, Colleen, how are you? So several weeks ago, my husband was away, and that's usually when I catch up on things that I don't think he'll be interested in. So I happened to tune into this documentary called Game Changers, really not expecting anything other than I thought it was really looking at like what athletes do to like perform more effectively, because I'm so fascinated by the stories of just high achievers, high performers. And so anyway, I sat down to watch this, and what I realized was that it was the journey of this mixed martial arts guy who had gotten injured, and he wanted to find out what was the best diet that he could have while in recovery so that he could maximize his body's time, speed it up basically by using diet, since he couldn't really work out and things like that. And the first thing that he discovered as he was searching this was that most of the Roman gladiators were vegetarian. When they looked at the bones of the gladiators, there is something called strontium, is the mineral that is found in high density in people who eat a plant-based diet. And so when a graveyard essentially of gladiators were found, and they did testing on the bones to see what their diet was like, they found that there were high levels of strontium, meaning that they were plant-based eaters. And so as this guy goes on this journey to learn more and more about this plant-based diet, he finds out that there are these elite athletes: Carl Lewis, Venus Williams, Arnold Schwarzenegger, 15 members of the Tennessee Titans, the year they finally got to the championship, had become vegan throughout that season. And it was clearly doing something for their performance. And so it was just an interesting study, and it really flipped everything on its head. He said he had learned, especially in mixed martial arts, there's a big stereotype that you had to eat meat. It's a manly thing, and that's what makes you masculine. And that this was a total paradigm shift for him. And it really got me thinking about what I teach to other stagers and things that I have employed in my own business that are game changers that really have flipped things on their heads. So let me just share a little bit about this. So when I started in my business, I was fortunate to work with someone who was an online coach, so an online business coach, and she helped me create my website. And she shared with me all of these tools that someone in the online space uses in order to set up my website. So I always, from the very beginning, have kind of had these online tools in the background of my business. But the thing that I didn't understand was, and nor did that business coach, as brilliant as she was, totally how to tell me or share with me how that was going to translate into getting real life clients for my local based zip codes, right? So and then I went on this path of working with business coaches that were also working with online entrepreneurs and learning all of these online strategies, but they really had a hard time figuring out or helping me understand again how to make that connection. And I just listened to an email list building course taught by one of the gurus in the industry. And someone asked her if her course would be appropriate for someone who runs a local based business. And she really stumbled over the answer to that. So I know that what I have done to grow my business Oh, Cynthia. Okay, is my audio back? I think when I dropped my when I dropped my mic, can you hear me now? Let me know. Oh my gosh. Yes, yay, yay. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Okay. So there are really three goals when you're out really advertising your in-person business, right? They're getting noticed, getting known, and getting new clients. So the first one, I think somebody gave me the angry face. I know, I feel it. It's like I cannot get over these tech glitches. I will get them. But getting noticed and getting new clients, those are actually easy. It's the getting known, that middle step, that is the challenge. So let me kind of break that down a little bit for you. I mean, getting noticed is typically very easy, right? You go to in-person networking events, you get introductions from people that you get one-to-one meetings possibly with realtors or builders or investors. You do presentations at investor groups, at builder groups, at networking groups, all of that. Oh gosh, I'm getting so much love today. You guys are the best. Thank you. So anyway, so it's very easy to get those things booked and get noticed with those things. And then once you're known, it becomes very easy to get clients because people have learned to know, like, and trust you. But it's that getting known part that people really struggle with. And that's where the marketing plan comes in. And that's where these three things that I want to share with you about, it's what is going to help you get from people. So the first thing that I think is really important to remember. It's almost like dating, right? You go on a date with somebody and imagine this, you have an amazing date. This is like you totally connect, you totally get it. You're in sync. You're like, wow, this is amazing. And I'm really looking forward to whatever our next step is, right? Well, what if that person all of a sudden just ghosts you, right? You don't hear from them. You don't hear from them at all. And then months later, you might hear from them. At that point, you're like, who is this person? I don't even remember who this person is. That's kind of like what happens with us in our marketing. We might go do a networking event and meet somebody that we really connect with. We might do a presentation in an office where everybody is, asking questions and it's really dynamic and you're really enjoying what you're doing. You're connecting with them. But then we don't follow up. We don't stay in touch with them at all. And a lot of it's because we don't really know what to do. It's also the same. I hear a lot of people say they're going to drop off brochures or goodies or something like that at a real estate office. But then again, there's no following up. There's no developing a connection. And one of the things that people need more than anything these days is a connection to the brands and the businesses that they know. And in particular, in the staging business, this is so critical because if someone is going to trust you with their client, imagine that. Imagine you are helping someone sell the largest investment of their lives, and you don't really totally know who you are providing to them as like a painter or a moving company. You would never do that because your reputation is on the line. So just because you can make a space look pretty or you can make it look photographable doesn't necessarily mean that you have earned the right to someone's business. It takes so much more than that. And our clients deserve more than that. So what are the ways that we can begin to do that? These are the three kind of secret sauce game changers. These are the plant-based version of high performance, as it were. So the first thing is creating an email list. And we hear this a lot, growing your list, growing your email list. But what does that actually mean? In my opinion, it actually is growing your online community, right? So we want to begin to build and grow a community of people that we have interfaced with in the real world that we can then continue to nurture the relationship with. Our email list is our most valuable tool in our business. It is not our skill set, believe it or not. It is not our inventory. It is our ability to be in touch with people who have given us permission to be in communication with them. And email is not dead. I just want to like reiterate that. How many of you receive, like I receive, which I love getting from Anthropology? I get emails from Studio McGee. I get emails from Target. I love getting those emails. And if the largest marketing companies in the world, like Target and Costco and, you know, you name it, are email marketing, it must mean that it works. So email is by far not dead, but this is the place that you can create relationships, connections, and value. This is also the place, your email list is where you can share your expertise, you can share your philosophy, you can share your outlook, and you can share your personality so that people can begin to get to know you. So all that said, that's amazing, right? Like getting someone on your email list to join your community is awesome. But how do you actually do that, right? When you're out in the real world and you're at a presentation or you're at a networking group, how do you actually bring those people into your online world? Well, she's definitely, so thank you. Oh, hello. You guys are sending me all kinds of love and compliments today. You guys are the best. So let's talk about how we actually do this. And it's super ninja, guys, like super ninja. Like, I don't think I even realized how ninja it was until I heard this online list building person not really know the answer to it. So the first step is that we create something of value. We create like what they call an irresistible free offer or a free lead magnet. This is the growth tool. So I have posted in the, I believe in the captions above or the comments above, the link to the profitable staging business starter kit. And within that is the Fab Free Lead Magnet Guide. And this walks you through 4 different things that you can create super, super quickly to begin to add people to your online community. So things like, think about things like checklists, guides and planners, little mini courses, mood boards. These are all things that you can create that you give to someone for free in exchange for their email address. So I'm just going to share one way that I use this, and it's an example that I literally just used the other day. I had a new realtor reach out to me and call me, and she wanted some information about our vacant staging service. So we chatted about that. And then I said to her, I'm just curious, I want to make sure that I can stay in touch with you so that since you're new, you can learn more about us. Would you like a free copy of my ebook, Sell Your House in 72 Hours? And she said, yes. And I said, great, we will send that to you. We also have an email list of all of our local realtors that we send all of our newest listings out to in case you have a buyer. Would you like to be added to that email list? Yes, of course she wants to be added to that email list because she's new and she will likely have buyers for a while before she has sellers. So those 2 things added her to my email community. So now rather than having a one-off conversation with somebody and never following up, kind of the love them and leave them and ghost them, we're not going to ghost them. Now what we do is she will receive listing alerts. She will receive my blog post when it comes out. She'll receive notifications when I'm running trainings like this. These are all the ways that you can begin to stay in touch with your people, but you've got to have something to provide them of value first in exchange for that email address. You cannot just add someone to your email list. That's considered spam, and we're not spamming. You can't even spam your family members, by the way. You don't do that. So like for a while, I don't think my mother was even on my email list because I didn't want to spam my mom. So what you want to do is create something for free. That is your second thing. So you've got your email list that you want to have where you send people to with that free thing. The next thing that you have to have in place, and actually it's honestly the reverse order of how I'm sharing it with you, but I'm thinking logically how people think about things. You have to have a follow-up campaign, a follow-up strategy, a follow-up series of emails. So for example, when someone gets added to our email list, we don't just send them the free item that they have, we send them a series of emails that automatically get sent to them through our CRM, our customer relation management tool, which is where an email list is housed. And they receive a follow-up email, which invites them to, like us on social media, and it gives them the links to do that. Another another email goes out to them sharing our 5 most popular blog posts that we want them to go read, links to read them to. We send them other deliverables and things like that, little checklists and things that we think might be helpful that they could include in a listing packet or use for themselves if they're selling their own homes. So it's done automatically, but we've planned the follow-up. So there are sequences that you can have for people that you meet, in networking or through presentations, because we have one of these for each thing that we do. So when I present at an office and they agree to receive my free item by giving me their email address on a sign-in sheet, then the whole follow-up sequence starts to invite them to actually have a Zoom coffee chat. And that's the way I've been able to move my business forward. So there are 3 things that most people I don't think are teaching, because I don't think most people understand how you take a real world business in an online world and bring all of that together. So the 3 things again: you want an email list, create that first. Get a customer relationship management tool like Aweber, MailChimp, Flowdesk, ActiveCampaign. ActiveCampaign's a little crazy. It's crazy to start there. Then once you have that, create that free thing. Grab the Profitable Staging Starter Kit, Profitable Staging Business Starter Kit from the link above, and you'll get the fab free lead magnet guide inside of that to give you some ideas to spur your creativity, where creative people will love it. And then we want to make sure that you have a follow-up plan. So I dive deeper into these topics in the Staging Business Strategy Bootcamp that's coming out June 9th. We'll be launching and opening enrollment for that. But in the meantime, grab that Profitable Starter Kit and start working through this, because I guarantee you this will be the way that you will start bringing in more clients. The better you are at keeping in touch with your online community and your email list and bringing people onto that from your real world networking, the better your business outcome will look. So I am going to, oh, I love that, wicked smart. I'm going to open it up and see if there are any questions that anybody has while we're here. And I'm going to take a little sip of my seltzer. No, we're good. No questions. All right. But that typically doesn't mean anything. Communication is the key. It is so true, Debbie. Communication is the key more often than you think. I think a lot of us in our businesses, we forget that people need to hear from us almost constantly. We have to be in front of them all the time. People are busy. People's attention is fragmented. And if we're really going to show people who we are, the biggest thing we can do is show up. A lot of us just don't even show up for our businesses. We act like we shouldn't tell people about our business, but we should still be having a full pipeline. I promise you, when you're not talking about your business will not fill its pipeline. When you are not in front of your ideal clients, those people who are in you've brought into your online community, you will not have business. It's just a fact. Period. Missouri, I'm so glad that I met you. I'm so glad that I met you too. I love having you as part of my online community, and you're doing amazing things too, Missouri. I'm super psyched for you. So, all right, guys. So that's what I have for you this week. Again, grab your copy of the Profitable Staging Starter Kit. Profitable Staging Business Starter Kit. And remember, if you're interested in going deeper into these topics and more of the how-to, the Staging Business Bootcamp is opening up for summer enrollment starting June 9th. You'll be getting communications about that, especially if you've downloaded that Profitable Starter Kit. So go for it. Go to it. All right, guys. I will see you next week. And we are talking about the 3 ways that I have used social media specifically to grow our list. And thank you so much for all the love and the smileys and the happies and the hugs and the cares, because I feel it for you guys too. All right. I'll talk to you soon, everyone.